Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Embroidery Hub. If you guys don't know me, my name is Willy. In today's episode, I'm going to show you how you can do sublimation on a 3D puff on a cap. This mixed media project is a great way to create unique designs that incorporate sublimation printing and embroidery. For this project, I'll be using the R550 white toner transfer printer to do the sublimation part of this project and the MT1501 to do the 3D puff. But before we get started, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to our channel to watch more projects like this one. All right, let's go ahead and jump right in. Here we have the materials I'm going to need to make this project. We have our 2 sheets of foam, which are going to be used for the 3D puff effect. You can get these at Walmart, Amazon, or any craft stores. Now, because of the fact that we're doing sublimation on the thread needs to be white and the foam also needs to be white. That way, you won't see it if it sticks out through the thread. And for my threads, I'm using a white Isocord 40 weight thread. Now, this thread is 100% polyester and it has to be so that we can do sublimation on it. Sublimation only works on 100% polyester materials and threads, and it must be white. For my needles, I'm going to be using the 75 by 11 sharp point. Then we have our Teflon sheet that we're going to be using with our heat press. Then we have a regular sheet of paper, which we're going to be using to print our design on, 1 cap frame for an embroidery machine, and a spare scissors. And finally, we have a Richardson cap. These are Richardson 112s. Now for our embroidery, I'm going to be using my favorite machine, the Ricoma MT1501. This is a 15 needle machine and I've used it in a lot of videos. If you guys want to learn more about this machine, scroll down to the description below. Alright guys, so this is the R550, the machine that we're going to be using today to get our sublimation printed out. So what's cool about this printer is that you're able to do the 2-step transfer printing and sublimation printing just by switching out the toner cartridges. For our heat press, I'm going to be using the Ricoma HP0408. So I really like this machine because it has an auto open feature. So if I'm away from the machine, it'll automatically open on its own. All right everyone, so let's go over the profit potential for this project. First up, we purchased this cap for $5, but obviously you can get them for cheaper if you buy them at wholesale. Now let's add up the cost of all the materials we're gonna be needing today. Naturally, this is a rough estimate. For the 2 sheets of foam, we're paying 50 cents. That's also the same amount that we're paying for the toner of the printer. For the thread and the bobbins, we paid a total of 15 cents. That means that each cap is going to take $6.15 to make. Now we looked it up online and these caps usually go from anywhere between $15 all the way to $45. That means that our profit for each cap is going to be around $8.85 all the way up to $38.85. Alright, so now we're going to be hooping the cap. Now embroidering on Richardson 112s is kind of tricky. So one of the most important things that you need to get right is your hooping. Now I've done a video in the past where I show you how to hoop and embroider on a Richardson cap. If you guys want to check that out, scroll down to the description below. Now for digitizing, I'm going to be using the Chroma Lux software. If you guys want to learn more about this software, go down to the description below. Alright, so let's go over some quick tips to be able to do this kind of digitizing. So since we're doing 3D puff, we need to make sure that we have completely no underlay under any letters or anything that you want in 3D. So all you have to do is go over to your underlay option and take off the parallel or whichever one you have. Just completely take it off. This way you won't have any stitches that is going to bring that foam down. So let me just show you the difference. As you can see now, all you have is some tack down stitches that will hold down that foam. Now if I have an underlay, it'll look like this. So as you can see, I have a lot more stitches there, and now the foam won't be able to look real nice and puffy. Also, I started this design from the bottom up and to the center out. And the last thing that we have to do is make sure that we have our density all the way up. In this case, I'll put my density at 0.1. This will act also as a cutter to cut the foam out and make it easier for you in the cleanup process. If you guys want to learn more about how to digitize for a 3D puff, we have other videos if you go to the description below. Let me know in the comments below if you've ever done sublimation on a cap that has 3D puff embroidery. Now if there's any other projects that you want us to make some videos on, go ahead and drop them down in the comments below. Okay, so the first step is to insert our cap into the machine and making sure that we're nice and tight in there. Alright, so let's go and choose our design in this file button. And I've already transferred my design from my USB memory over to my machine memory. And all I have to do is find the design, press on it. Once you see the star there, that means you're good to go. Press the OK button. It'll load and automatically take you to your home screen. Now all I have to do is choose my hoop, which we're going to be using the cap hoop. Press the OK button and it's going to center itself. Alright, so now we have to choose our colors. Since I'm going to be using only one color, which is going to be the white, I've already chosen it here, and all I have to do is just press the OK button. Now I'm going to center my design using the arrow keys. Okay, so I'm pretty centered now. Let me just go ahead and lock my machine. It's going to ask me if I want to enter embroidery status, and all I have to do now is press the trace button. Now I'm going to put my foam onto the cap, and I'm going to hold it down with 2 pins. Okay guys, so we're pretty much ready to grow. We have our machine set up, we have the foam in the cap. This design is a total of 11,000 stitches, so it's going to take us around 20 minutes. And the reason why it's going to take that long is because of the size of the 3D puff. Alright, so let's go ahead and press the start button. Okay, so we're done. All we have to do now is just take off your pins. And after we do that, we're just going to take out the first layer of foam. The reason for this is that when we press our cap to do a sublimation, we want to keep that layer of foam there so that the toner doesn't get on the actual cap, only on the letters. Okay, so let's go ahead and remove our cap. And now let's go over to the heat press. Now we've done similar videos like this one using a 3D puff embroidery on a Richardson cap. If you guys want to check these out, scroll down to the description below. Now to print out sublimation, all we have to do is change the toner cartridges inside the printer. All we have to do is open it up, pull out the cartridge that I want to change, and insert the new one in. Alright, so now that I have my sublimation cartridges inside of the machine, all I have to do now is send it from my computer over to the machine. We could do it either Wi-Fi or through the internet. So I'll be right back and I'll send it now. Alright, so let's go ahead and print out our sublimation sheet. For our printer, I'm going to be using the iColor Pro Rip software. This software is included with your printer at purchase. Alright, so all I have to do now is drag my design over to the software, and all I have to do is resize the design for it to fit on the page. Now the way to do that is very simple. You just go over to your options, press fit to page. Now all I have to do is center on my paper and press print. What's amazing about this printer is that you're able to do CMYK, regular printing, sublimation, overprint and underprint. So you could do stickers, shirts, any type of color shirts, black, white. And it's really cool that you're able to have all of these in just one printer. And all you have to do is switch out the toner cartridges whenever you want to switch out from sublimation or regular overprint printing. Now if you want to see more about this printer and this software, go down to the description below. There's another show that we have called the Print Pros, and I really recommend it. They tell you exactly what you have to do and how to do it. Everything you need to know about the printer, it'll be there. Okay, now that I sent over my design, all I have to do is get my paper inserted in the machine. Now this is pretty cool because all you need is a regular sheet of paper to do sublimation. That's another advantage of this machine. Okay, so let's go over to the heat press. Alright, so let's go ahead and insert our cap in. Very simple. You just put it in, and I'm going to push this lever down to secure the cap onto the heat press. So I'm going to set my heat press to 380 degrees Fahrenheit and to 40 seconds. Okay, so I've already pre-cut my design so that it can fit on the cap. All you have to do is put it right over, and I'm going to put my Teflon sheet over that to spread the heat out evenly and protect my design. And now I'm going to press it for 40 seconds. Okay, so it's all done now. Let's go ahead and take the cap out. I'm going to unlock it and bring it out. So take your Teflon sheet out. Now we're just going to let it cool down now for around 15 to 30 seconds. All right, so let's go ahead and peel it off now. All right, so there you have it. All we have to do now is remove the foam and clean up a little bit. All right, so let's go ahead and clean up the last of it. I'm gonna use this little tool to pick out the rest of the foam. And that's it. Here's your finished cap.
Here I am, falling down, crashing down, and I feel like I don't need you. Here I am.
Alright guys, that's it for today's episode. I hope this project inspires you to think outside the box and to create unique designs that combine embroidery and sublimation printing. If you want to give this project a shot, just click in the link in the description below to purchase the R550 white toner transfer printer bundle, which comes with a heat press, accessories, and a lot more. Before you go, I just want to remind you that you can connect with other apparel decorators like myself by joining our free Facebook group, Embroidery and Custom Apparel Master. Now for the latest in the world of decorated apparel, follow us on Instagram at Ricoma HQ. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next week.